Good evening, everyone. Sorry for the delay. There has some core problems is happening, which I cannot click on some live video using our Facebook tool. But for now, it's okay. I think let's start on uh, our topic for today. And okay, I'm Kontajit. I'm CEO and founder of Zoom Design, and today I'm here to present some like ideas that a lot of people is happening to asking around about the reason why I create graphic design service on a monthly subscription base and how it works and how actually this kind of model can support small business out there and how can we help agencies and marketing teams out there. And this evening is seems unusual compared to like our previous episodes, which actually I have my co-host Aisha from Singapore, but she's not available today, so it's just me now alone talking about these topics. But anyway, we are ready to start. And if you have any questions along, you can just comment on the live. The I will try my best to answer all of those questions and make sure that I can serve you for this evening. Okay, so like people will most of them like don't understand what is monthly subscription. And actually, like in the daily life, we all experience with this model already, not just only for graphic designs service, but for other businesses, for other service as well. So monthly subscription business is the way that the company they provide the product and service based on time frame, like periodically, uh, and the customers they use those products and service and they pay back the service fee also periodically, which means that by somehow it's like weekly basis or monthly basis or even annually basis. So this is like how the monthly subscription work. And actually we all experience with this kind of model already. Let's give some example. I bet you all experience with Netflix. Netflix is the company that provide you the entertainments like the movies, the show, the TV shows. Those all are the service, the product that they provide to you, and you use this service. And how you pay them? You pay them by a monthly basis, which means that you pay them like 1 month to another month. And another example is the Wi-Fi. We all experience this already. You use the Wi-Fi, you use their service, and the service provider they charge you for like a monthly basis or somehow in quarterly or annually basis. And the last example is electric bills, water bill. It's all monthly subscription. You subscribe the service, you use the service, and you pay the money. See, this is the example that I can provide for our audience here to pictures, some big pictures on how the monthly subscription works. And now let's talk about how does graphic design works on monthly subscriptions. You can watch movie with Netflix and you pay the money. You can use their Wi-Fi and you pay the money. And you use electric bill, you use electric, you use water supply and you pay the supply by money. And it not different from graphic design. And how graphic design works that, for example, I give example as Zoom Design. Zoom Design provides graphic design works to our customers in a monthly based period, 1 month to another month. And our customer they pay back us in a monthly or annually payment. So it's just different from the Netflix that you pay the money and you get the movie to watch. But for Zoom Design, we provide the service for graphic designs. So this is how it works. It's somehow you can see if the company they provide in the monthly basis, or like one by one, or like just a single payment. By the company they showcase some pricing plan for you to see on their package, on how they charge their customer. So for example, like Zoom, we provide the pricing plan for all our customers to see how they get their service, and how they can get all of those features by different plans. So this is normally how how the monthly service provider in different service or in different products they happen to do like this. Okay, so let's start there for how the monthly subscription works. But let's talk about how you can find the graphic design sources. So there's different sources actually you can uh, get the graphic design service from uh, the service provider. So I separate those into: number one, you hiring in-house graphic designer. I bet like every small business, medium or big enterprise, we all use this kind of service provider. You hire in-house graphic designers. So this is how you get your design work done. It's very typical one. And another one, you're working with freelancers. And somehow you don't want to hire the in-house graphic designer, so because your demand is not actually very often to use the graphic designer in-house, maybe you think it will be cost you more money to hire someone permanently. So another service is that you get freelancers based on the project that you have. Another one is you do it by yourself graphic design works. I bet everyone experience this. Like nowadays we have this platform available online like Canva, Trello, Free Pick Editor. All of those are we call it as do it yourself kind of design works, which means that you need graphic design work, you go to their platform, you see the template and you use the template, just do some customization by your own self. The brand, the color, the text, the photo, it's just that. And another one is doing service with creative solution agencies. You don't trust the freelancers maybe, so maybe you want higher profile or kind of more creative kind of concepts into your projects. So you hire a a creative solutions agency, so that they can provide you more idea, more options, and more service that you would like to searching around. So this is the four type of the sources that actually you can get your design work done. But there is the competitive advantage that actually a graphic design service for on monthly subscriptions actually can beneficial to small business or to medium enterprise and art and marketing teams and agencies, compared to the compared to the sources that I just present to you in a moment. You hire in-house designers, you use freelancers, you use marketing agencies, you use creative solution agencies. So there's a competitive advantages that, but before I'm going through in the detail of each one of it, I'm just to say that this is not the, which means that graphic designs on the monthly subscription is better than you hire others designers or you hire your freelancers. It's just that there are particular part of the advantage that actually that if you use graphic design on the monthly subscriptions, it will benefit more. I'm saying like that, like it will benefit more, or it will provide more advantage on a specific part of the demands that you need. So let's hear about it. Okay, if we compare the graphic designs on the monthly subscriptions to hiring in-house graphic designer. I think this topic actually will be very direct to every small business owner, because I'm the business owner. I feel that but every time that we're thinking about like the HR problems, the HR advantage, the risk that actually can happen uh, with our like talent management and talent resource. If you hire in-house graphic designers, they will require some like annual leave or sick leave. So if actually you have more graphic design works that need to be done in places based on the schedule, and if the graphic designer is they happen to be sick, or they happen to asking for the leave, so somehow like there's no people that can support you along the way. That's one of the advantage that you outsource. It's just not only for monthly subscription basis using graphic design service, but if you outsource freelancers or you outsource creative solution agencies, those can help as well whenever your team is not available, or maybe your capacity is not enough to provide those. And the second part of it is skill variety. you know the marketing demands is very broad and very big. You cannot say, okay, I only need this type of graphic design work for my brand, but somehow the market is developing day to day, like day by day, week by week. So there will be like another different style of graphic designs, another different style of the marketing trend you need. So you have to keep up to the marketing, you have to keep up with the trend. So the in-house graphic designer that you hire, somehow he or she doesn't have the variety of skill, because let's face it, graphic designer, we all have different style, different skill sets. And some designer they good at doing publications, some designer they good at doing illustration, but some designer they good at doing some web design. So talking about skills variety, it's somehow that you don't just need only one type of graphic design for your brands, you will need a different part of it. And hiring just only one graphic designer will not accomplish your missions. And let's say about if you need it just only like a period of time, so hiring a specific in-house graphic designer based on the skill sets that you need, it will be somehow cost a lot of money. And that's lead to the point about cost effectiveness. uh, you spend on it, I mean, somehow that you cannot I mean, your demand is there. That's all, like for the demands of the graphic design need. And each month, the demand of every month is not the same. uh, the marketing, they have this kind of like timetable to see which months actually that you need more graphic designer than others. So that the peak is high, you need more works, so you have to hire more graphic design in-house. But when the peak is low, you actually cannot cancel your graphic designer because you already hire them. It have to be like in a monthly basis, you have to spend the salary month by month. So that's somehow it's not very cost effective. You think about, let's say, if you calculate all the costs for 1 year for a single junior graphic designer, you will see how much you spend on it. And compared to the demand of graphic design work that you actually need in the whole year, you will see the difference, and you will see how much you spend on that. And you know that how you need to make sure that those expense and those demand will be accumulated or like balanced. And lead to the last part of it is like cancel anytime, which means that you're using graphic design on the monthly subscriptions. They provide you the options to you know to cancel if your demand is low or you don't need the work anymore. Yeah. So you actually can cancel those subscription, which means that okay, this month I don't need any graphic design work, so maybe let's stop it. Let's pay for another month. So that's how it works. Provide more options on this kind of flexibility on the timeline, flexibility on how you want to use the service. Okay, then let's compare to how graphic design on a monthly subscriptions beneficial to small business, to every size of the business, compared to working with freelance graphic designer. Again, I want to say that it doesn't mean that graphic design service on the monthly subscription is better than hire freelancers, just to let freelancers out there, because it's about how actually different projects, different part of the demands of the customer they need, that somehow it work well with the subscription based on the graphic design, and somehow it works best with the freelancers. So if talking about the demand that actually the business owner, the business out there, they need to work with graphic design monthly subscriptions, the one of the advantage that it provides that the time affections. Working with freelancers, because you have to see about their timetable, how they have to arrange their work process, and sometimes they have more customers, sometimes they have less customer. So if we're talking about the time frame, the time affections, if you actually need your task need to be like done in particular of time of the schedule, using freelancers graphic designer will find it a bit difficult to make it happen. And but if you subscribe to one of the service provider, they provide a graphic design on the monthly subscriptions, they have a set of the times frame of the deadline of submitting one to another. So consider on this advantage. And another part is cost efficiency, because subscription based on the monthly subscription based as a graphic design skill, it provides particular what they call flat rate, which means that we don't charge based on the amount of work you do. It's like you watch a Netflix doesn't charge you based on number of movie you watch per month. It's like unlimited movie you can see out there. You can see 100 movies per month. It's up to you, but it still charge you this much of money per month, which means that it's called flat rate. It's provide you the freedom for you to work as many as you like, if you can catch up with the time frame, the deadline, the feature the company provides. And another advantage is that the skill variety, again, compared to a single graphic designers. If you hire in-house graphic designer, it's similar to like that. The freelancer, they will learn about your brand in different way, and in some part of the freelancers, they don't know some part of graphic design skill, so they cannot keep up doing that. So you have to find another freelancers out there, but it's very time consuming, very stressful to find a decent freelancers that actually can work well with you. So that's, in that kind of sense, the skill variety is still limited there if you use a freelancers graphic designer. And the last part of it is task flexibility, because freelancers, they have their own life, they have to work based on the project, which means that they charge you based on the project, and they have some limitation on the date, on the deadline, on the process of it. So if you need your works to be changed or to edit in compared to different artworks, to different projects, different tasks, it will somehow a bit messy, and it's a bit a bit hard to catch up from one task to another. So by that's one of the advantage that graphic design on the monthly subscription can offer to the business out there. And the third one is compared to do it by yourself graphic design works, and graphic design on the monthly subscriptions service provider. I think maybe I get this kind of feeling because I'm the business owner, I'm the entrepreneur, and I have to do it by myself if I need to. So Canva, Trello, free pick editors, they offer this amazing platform for business, for small business owner out there to use the template. You have to pay for their service, of course, but it's like very affordable. But there's a very a lot of templates that actually offer to them for you to use. But you as the business owner, you have more important jobs to do besides just spend your whole morning doing one single poster for your business. For me, it's somehow a kind of wasting time. As the business owner, even your business is small, you try to spend your time carefully. So if you spend your whole morning doing just a single poster, it will so much waste time. And let's face it, besides it's not very custom made at all. Because everyone have the same template. Because you're not designer, so you cannot actually you cannot like be very creative. So all you have to do is to follow what they have there as a template. Yes. And talking about the brand consistencies, because you're not graphic designer, you don't know how to make sure that your brand stay on point. So that's one of the things that do it by yourself graphic design is not very helpful if you want this to happen. And the last part of it is quality assurance. Again, you're not graphic designer, don't try to be graphic designer, don't try to be one. Let other do it for you. So quality assurance is very important for small business. Even you are small, you have to look pretty, you have to look rich, you have to look big. So quality is very important for you to post your like poster out there in the public. So, and that's how a lot of problem happening when you try to do it by yourself with with the templates best. And the last part is about doing with the doing the graphic design service with creative solution agencies, with like somehow it's called creative solution agencies, some might call marketing agencies, or they might call like ads agencies. They're different name, they have very different name. And why graphic designs on the monthly subscription can like give more advantage in a particular part of the demands for the business is like time efficiency. um, Somehow like graphic design on a monthly subscription can do faster because we promise in each part of the works differently, and it's very time efficient, and again cost efficient because let's face it, if you work with creative solution agencies, they somehow charge you more than that, different tasks, different price. But because the demand is different, the type of graphic design work is different, you cannot expect like this to be cheaper. So talking about cost efficient is there. And again, compared to the task flexibilities, it's graphic design on monthly subscription can provide more on that because you know um, if you need your work to be done faster, I think for the company to provide the graphic design on the monthly subscriptions, they actually can do between 1 to 2 days kind of work. Somehow it's like around 3 days, but those time frame is fixed, which means that they have to deliver you on the right spot, on the right timeline, on the right deadline that they have agreed upon on the service that you need. So the deadline is always promised like that. But working with creative solution actually somehow like they have different time frame for different kind of projects, because again most of the work that creative solution agency they offer to the customer is like a very heavy kind of work, and somehow it's very hard to accomplish those kind of things. That's if your demand is just a simple posters for promote on your brands or a simple engagement materials that you post on the public, or simple kind of things that you need for just to make sure it look pretty, brand consistent. Using graphic design on a monthly subscription can actually make it faster and cheaper. What I can say, very affordable, because it's like all is flat rate. So this is how the graphic design on the monthly subscriptions can, provide more competitive advantage to small business, to maybe somehow to the medium business as well. But how to choose, the right sources for graphic design need, because I mentioned that somehow you can use graphic design on the monthly subscriptions better than use freelancers, or better than use in-house graphic designer. But because it's work with different demands, it work with different needs based on what type of graphic design you need. I mentioned that like the type of graphic design. So the first important part of it, how to make sure that you know what type of sources that you need for your business, you need to accomplish your missions, to accomplish your projects. You have to understand about type of graphic design that you need. So there are a lot of type of graphic design work. I mean, maybe people still get confused on these types of graphic design. They think that the visual identity graphic designer, they can do, like environmental graphic design work, because in different part of graphic design is very important. If you happen to understand what type of graphic design work you need, you might need to find the right resource for your work. So there's a visual identity graphic design, there are marketing and ads graphic design, there are web graphic design, publication graphic design, packaging graphic design, uh, motions and illustration graphic design, or the last one is like environmental graphic design. I will cover the topic of this, type of graphic design later, in other episodes. But you have to understand on what type of graphic design work you need. So you have to find your right resource based on that. Is it freelancers work for that, or is it agencies work for that, or hiring in-house graphic designer work for that? And the second one is knowing the time frame of graphic design works. I have met a lot of business owners that they actually very uncertain with their graphic design needs. Graphic design is the skill to support marketing, to make sure that we can transfer the idea into the visual, so that your customer can see it, can read it, can look at it in a very beautiful way. And by like choosing the right resource, you have to understand the time frame of the graphic design work that you actually need for your business, understanding your schedule, carefully plan your projects, and have to spare some time for the urgent works as well, and understanding your time capacity, so that you know that, okay, I can work with a monthly subscription company that provide graphic design work, because my work is very like a lot. Let's say I need around like 10 posters per month, I need this and this much. So that's the time frame. Or because Chinese New Year in this like February, there are a lot of things that have to do with the promotions, so I have to hire at least one in-house graphic designer to work on my projects, and then I can outsource the other freelancers, or maybe I outsource the graphic design agencies to support me on that, so that and you can plan it carefully. Don't do it in your very uncertain plan, or very not sure plan, so you will crush your missions, you will crush your work by doing that. And clarify the demand of graphic design work that you need, how many works that you need designer to do. Plan it out, knowing about the number of graphic design that you need per day, per week, per month, or per year. You have to know about it. You have to know the scope of the graphic design works needed. You have to know that you have the enough talent capacity and even money capacity to make it happen. So clarify that. Make sure you get to know this, and make sure that you understand all of the demand that actually your team, your marketing team, different brand, different department need for graphic design work, and then you can plan it out. Okay, I have this amount recurring, like every month I have to uh, you know spare on it, and I have to get like designer to work on my projects, so that you will know how what kind of sources you need for graphic design: in-house designer, freelance designer, agency, or choosing the graphic design on a monthly subscription basis. So this is it. Like this is how you choose the right sources. And sorry for keeping that long for Bong Pimin. I think maybe you can because Zoom Design we offer a free trial for 14 days for the customer to trial our service. Maybe you do not sure that actually this service is fit with your demands, so you can trial for 14 days to make sure that you actually knowing that okay, Zoom Design can fit with your demands and can provide what you want. So if you cannot register to our free trial form, you can send us the message through our like Facebook, or maybe email to our sales team, so we can reach out to you and to set up a free trial account for you manually. And please contact to our sales agents for that. Okay, so I think that's called the evening. Thank you so much for keeping up with us, and sorry for the delay as well for this evening. And see you next week on Wednesday 17th, 7 p.m. the same time. And if you have any questions about our service or about our podcast, you can always email to us at hello@zoom.biz, or visit one of our websites to see more about who we are and how we work on this part. And again, thank you for your support, and see you next week.